Dudes and dudettes, how are you guys? This is Chazzy and welcome back to The Mixer, the segment on this channel where I give you guys all sorts of detailed analyses from all walks of life. I'll talk about people, places, animals, food, sports, the whole 9 yards. Hence why it's called The Mixer. I like to mix things up. Ow, my freaking chin. So today's video is one that I've already done a few years ago, but I have been following the Hollywood route lately and remaking videos that I thought sucked the first time around, because that's what happens when you have been on YouTube for nearly 7 years and have over 900 freaking videos. You start to run out of ideas eventually, and I do not have any goddamn screenwriters working for me. You know, I have to come up with the ideas myself. So it starts to get frustrating, and I feel like crying, and so I have to go back and redo videos and stuff and do the why am I freaking invoking Jim Carrey here? He's possessing me. But anyway, today I'm going to be talking about something that is actually considered to be very taboo amongst the people who know about it. I'm not even sure that sentence even made sense, but I'm going to be covering the River Wharfe, you know, which is something that I don't think a lot of people understand is much more dangerous than it looks, you know, on the surface. You know, appearances can be deceiving, and this is actually located, it's a river that's located in Yorkshire, England, you know, which actually, you know, originates within the Yorkshire Dale National Park, you know, the Yorkshire Dales National Park, you know, and the actual river itself serves as sort of kind of like a county boundary, you know, between West Yorkshire and North Yorkshire, you know, and the valley that it's located in is known as Wharfedale. This river here by itself is actually a very interesting tourist point. You know, it's not exactly ugly, but it is a little quaint, you know. It has a few other surrounding places there, you know. The river itself, you know, the actual river has an elevation of 1,020 feet, you know, or 310 meters if you prefer that. But the mouth of the river is actually has a length of 104.6 kilometers, or also 65 miles long, you know. And the elevation of the river, the elevation of that mouth there is 16 feet, you know, so not too shabby, which also translates to 4.9 meters. Now, this actually is the 21st longest river in Britain, which who counts this kind of thing? Like, the 21st longest, like, who cares? And why are there 21 rivers, and why are they all different? Why can't they just become one huge body of freaking water? I don't really know how that makes, you know, but still. Now, the thing is that the name Wharfe actually comes, you know, from the old Norvic word that actually means to turn. So basically it's like the river turns kind of way, you know. That's kind of what it says here. At least that's what I have for my cheat sheet here, you know, and it was probably influenced from some weird obscure element from back in the day, you know. This place here has a few interesting things that you can see when you go there to visit. You know, there are a few stepping stones that you can safely step over, you know. They're not going to hurt you at all. And also it runs through this place called Wetherby, which is the largest settlement on the course of the Wharfe, you know. It's a very good place, you know. It's very nice. There are a few things that you can see, you know, the sights and whatnot. It itself, the river does not represent any sort of immediate danger, you know, so you can go there, you can visit, you can take photos and videos. However, there is one specific part of the River Wharfe that you should stay as far the hell away from as you possibly can, and that is what I'm going to be covering in today's video, which I'm pretty sure you already know from the title and the thumbnail. But before that, let's take a look at some photos here from the wharf and the surrounding area, just so you guys can see how normal it looks. Now, within the River Wharfe, you know, within those photos that you just saw is something very, very dangerous, which is called the Bolton Strid, which is the main crust of the rest of this video here. It is a series of waterfalls and rapids, you know, that are actually contained within this 15-foot deep channel, which is cut into the local sandstone. Now, the thing with the river, the thing with this part of the River Wharfe is that it starts to narrow dramatically from approximately, you know, 90 feet wide just to about an even, it starts to narrow dramatically from 90 feet or 27 meters wide, you know, just to the north of the start of the strid, to the width of an even longer stride, you know, about 300 feet later. So it starts to basically get narrower and narrower and narrower, and because both sides are very undercut, it's really, really dangerous, and you can actually slip and fall. And this place has a 100% fatality rate, so every single person who's ever fallen in has died. Sometimes they'll never be seen again, other times their bodies will wash up several yards away, you know, obviously dead. Now, scientists have tried to study this over the years, but it's been really difficult because it's really hard for you to throw an instrument down there to measure, and obviously you can't send people down there, you know, because you don't know what's down there, man. I imagine that because of there's a lot of rapids and quick water, you'll probably, if you fall down there, you're probably gonna die through a mixture of drowning and being lacerated all over your body by possibly jagged rocks, you know, because even though the Strid itself is very narrow, under it can be about the width of 2 double-decker buses or even as deep as that. So it's really like scary to imagine what happens, you know. And I don't know if you die quickly, I don't know if you die slowly. What I do know is that it's definitely traumatizing and painful, you know. The very first recorded incident ever was in 1934 when this watercolor artist named Arthur Reginald Smith died there while trying to paint the Strid. You know, his art material was there, he was trying to create a picture, and then later authorities found just his material there and he was nowhere to be seen, but his submerged body was found 50 yards away from his equipment, you know. So he fell in, was, you know, swept underwater and somewhere else, you know. So it goes to show you how crazy this thing is, you know. And also in 1998 there was a couple who also fell in. Both of them, both husband and wife, fell in, you know. And it's really scary to think about how easily this can happen, you know, because the Strid is very popular. It is a tourist attraction, which is why so many people go to it, but still it's really dumb, man, you know. It is really stupid. And eventually the couple who died, you know, I believe only the husband's body was found, you know, but it took it took a while. So now the thing here is that, you know, when the Strid is there by itself, it's already dangerous. However, when it rains, the water can rise quickly and dramatically. You know, sometimes the water can rise up to like 5 feet in less than a minute, you know, which makes it tougher. It makes it hard for you to navigate, because the thing with the thing with the Strid is that aside from the rising tide, there are jagged rocks, you know, on both sides that are very slippery. So because it looks so narrow, people might try to jump from one side to the other, underestimating how slippery the rocks are, and that's when they slip and fall and eventually die, you know. Nobody has ever gone into this thing and come out alive. So it's it has become somewhat of a local legend, you know, in Yorkshire, because it is very scary. It's really frightening, and I would not go near this thing even if you freaking paid me, you know, because it's crazy, man. Like, imagine you going there for a honeymoon or a date, or just, I don't know, to record a YouTube video, and then you just disappear and you're never seen again. Just the very thought of that is very freaky to me, you know. But of course, because people are stupid, they tend to keep going, you know, and journalists, photographers, everybody keeps going there. But it is still very scary to me, you know. And the thing is that the name Strid comes from the Old English word struth, which means turmoil, you know. So the word literally means turmoil, you know. It's the Bolton turmoil, and it was eventually, you know, turned into Strid to make it a little easier, you know, which refers to the possibility of striding across. But I still think that the original name is much scarier, you know. It's spooky. And before I continue to give you guys some more information, let's take a look at a video here, or maybe some photos, whatever the hell I can find. I think there's a video online on YouTube that I can use here of the Bolton Strid. Remember when I said that the Strid can be as deep as 2 double-decker buses? Well, try to imagine that level of depth, you know, 2 of those buses, because England has double-decker buses, you know, it's essentially what the name suggests. It's a bus with 2 floors, you know. Imagine 2 of those on top of the other. That's about how deep it is, you know. And it gets that deep, you know, having a lot of fast-flowing undercurrents, you know, and also underwater overhangs, rocky outcrops, and caves. So you can literally get lost somewhere down there and die without your body ever washing ashore, you know. And because of the level of the high rising tide and the water, the speed, the turbulence, you know, it feels like flood water. So it's very scary just to even be near this thing and hear it, you know. I don't know if that was the case with the video that I inserted or the photos, but you guys, if I wasn't able to insert a video, you can look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there are videos of it, you know. And now the people who are getting close to this thing are freaking, you know, insane in my opinion, because like it has been built up with this as this almost like an urban legend, you know. It is known as England's Killer Creek, you know, which is really bonkers, man. A creek that kills people. a creek. I mean, a creek is almost like, you know, saying lake or something, you know, or a river. It's actually kind of like the English equivalent of river. And why they say creek, I don't know. I hate the word creek. It just seems weird because it sounds like that other creek, you know. But still, this is a very, very dangerous place, but it is accessible. It is open, despite there being many warning signs, you know, telling tourists of danger and not to go near, you know. And like, if you just on a summer's day, it might not look too dangerous, so it might be kind of it might trick you a bit. But when it rains, you can really get a sense of how crazy this thing is, you know. It has become the source for several literary works, you know. Not sure they ever did a movie about, but I'm pretty sure that, you know. Now, the thing is that there was this other thing that I was gonna say, but I can't find it here anymore. But still, essentially, if you go anywhere, if you're in Yorkshire and you're curious about the Strid and you want to see it for yourself, just try as hard as you can to not get too close, you know, because this thing will literally swallow you alive and eat you, and maybe if it feels like it, it'll spit you out like a sea beast, you know. But usually, 100% of the time, not even usually, always, you die. You're not gonna survive this thing, man. So don't try it. Don't tempt fate or anything. Just, you know, well, that's just my advice, you know. That's just the advice that I would give. So, you know, chill and whatnot. But man, but I don't know if there's anything else I can say, guys. I just wanted to redo this video and hopefully it looked a little better. The lighting, the editing, me giving the information and stuff, you know. The River Wharfe in Yorkshire is off limits to smart people, but if you're dumb, feel free to go there. If you're freaking Jason Mendoza from The Good Place or something, he'll definitely love the Bolton Strid, man. Holy crap. But anyway, guys, I think that's it. I'm gonna wrap this video up. It's a little shorter than my mixers usually are. Holy hell. The wind is alive. Good lord, it's gonna swallow me up like the freaking Bolton Strid. Anyway, let me know what you guys thought about this video, and if you happen to like it, please go ahead and give it a like, and also subscribe to my channel because I release videos every single day. And while you're at it, hit the notification bell too so you can know exactly what time I upload, and it's all good, baby. It's all good. This is Chazzy signing out for now, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Roll the outro screen straight from the Bolton Strid.